So now I'm going to get into examples. We've got the fundamentals. I want to run you into some examples now. So here's who I'm going to take. This is a dentist that I'm going to take out here, okay? 58 years old, been practicing for 30 years, and average annual collections are $700,000, okay? 58, oh, by the way, married, married, 58 years old, practicing 30 years, and has $700,000 in collections. So the very first thing you want to do is figure out, remember we talked about where are you now? Where are you now? So I've got a little thing on my slides here that is called a statement of net worth. This is where you put down everything that you have right now and the values. What do you have in checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs, money markets? What do you have in your 401k, retirement plans? What is the value of your home and your cars and your jewelry? What are your values? How much do you got? And then where are your debts? Student loans, auto loans, home loan, credit cards. What are your debts? By the time you take values of everything you have and subtract your debt, that's called your net worth. If you've never gone through this, it's very interesting to go through. I encourage you, do this. Figure out what your net worth is. It is values of everything that you have less what you owe. That tells you what you're worth. So let's go back to our example of my dentist, 58 years old, married, and he's been in business 30 years, and he's got $700,000 in collections. He wants to retire in 10 years, okay? So this is a 10-year plan. We're going to talk about growth rate for the investments. So we're using an annual growth rate of 5%. It's about average, okay? 5% growth is average as long as you have invested well and are investing properly. What's the inflation rate now? 2%. That's where we are, just under 2%. That's our inflation rate right now. And that was told us by Ben Bernanke. He just recently came out and said that. So we're going to say that this person, once they retire, will have 20 years in retirement. We're going to need 4% once the retirement age. Now, this dentist is 58, so 68 is when he's going to retire. At 68, he needs to have 4% on his investments, and the inflation in 10 years is going to be 3%. So we're going to go up in inflation. And even in retirement, we're going to say that his tax rate, state and federal combined, is 35%. And the reason I say that is the next part of this is lifestyle. This person wants to have $150,000 after tax, okay? So this person wants $150,000 as the cost of as lifestyle in retirement. So what we're going to do is go through, if that's the synopsis, figure out where he is, figure out what he needs, and really show you and enlighten you. If you wait this long, here's what it is. So we've got some tax to apply on this. So we're actually saying that they need $184,000 in retirement dollars, okay? So before tax and retirement in today's dollars is $184,000 a year. That's what they really need to be saving. So our next slide is going to be Social Security benefits. Yeah, this person's going to be 68. They're going to get Social Security. So we're saying about $2,000 a month, so $24,000 a year. That'll probably have a 2% inflation on the Social Security, get a little more, may get close to $30,000 a year in Social Security, okay? Remember we said 184 is now the target in today's dollars of the 150 that this person wants in retirement. We've got the 29, almost $30,000 in Social Security. So the target that they need for these two things is $213,000, $213, because they want both of these things. So they need to have their investments give them, in future dollars, $17,823 a month. Again, 20 years in retirement, 4% earned on their investments with the rate of inflation 3%. Okay, that's what we're basing it on. And in using these numbers, here's what you have to have accumulated by the time you retire to retire at $150,000 a year. $3,908,347. $3,908,347. Almost $4 million to have that lifestyle. Okay? That's what it takes to have that lifestyle at that tax rate. So let's see where this person is. This person's got $150,000 in investment and savings accounts. This person has $500,000 in retirement accounts right now. So everything they've got saved right now is worth $650,000. They have 10 years, remember, to retire. They need to make 5% on their money with a 2% inflation currently. Okay? And if they do that, and we look in 10 years, well, what will the $650,000 become? The $650,000 they have right now would become $868,000. Remember, we're still trying to get to $3.9 million. So we've got $868,000 in 10 years against $3.9 million. We're a little short. Now, we're going to throw in here that the practice will get sold. Remember, I said this doctor has got $700,000 in annual collections. We now look as a rule of thumb that you can sell your practice for about 80% of collections. Just as a rule of thumb. It doesn't apply everywhere. We're just using it for this example. So this dentist would get $550,000 from the sale of the practice. Now, there could be a brokerage fee on that, and there's certainly going to be income taxes. Okay? So $550,000 is what they're going to get for their practice. So when we add $550,000 for the practice, the $868,000, which is their savings in 10 years, they are going to come up with a little bit short, and you will see. The shortfall, again, because the $868,000 and the $550,000 will grow during retirement, but they're still going to need a $2,400,000 in retirement. So what's that mean? That means if you have 10 years to go before retirement and you want $150,000 a year in retirement, and you only have $650,000 saved, and you might get $500,000 for your practice, here's what you have to do in the next 10 years on a monthly and annual basis to have $150,000 a year. You need to put aside $15,900 a month, or almost $200,000 a year, to be able to have that lifestyle. Now, is that impossible? No. If you have a good practice and we've got good cash flow, that's that mega retirement plan. That's the mega retirement plan. This is doable. This is doable. Don't stress out on it. You can do this. So it can be done. Now, for fun, I put in here a sale of a practice with $1 million in collections a year, okay, just to see how this changes it up. I put a little bit less than what they currently have. So, unfortunately, I'm down about half. So there should be another $400,000 really to what they have in savings. So my next slide is a little bit off, but you can see if they have $1 million in collections, they can sell for about $780,000. Let's say that they have that, $650,000 that they've saved up, which becomes $868,000. So let's kind of factor that. But if you look at the next slide, there is a smaller net, but it's not considerably smaller, right? It's $11,000. If we factor in another $400 for the current savings, you're probably down to around $8,000 or $9,000 a month. So it's not insurmountable, but certainly the sooner you start, the earlier you start, the better you are. But if you remember this nugget from this, remember, if you want $150,000 a year in retirement, you need around $3,800,000, $3,400,000. I'm sorry, $3,800,000, $3,900,000 to be able to have that lifestyle. So keep that in mind, is that the numbers become high, and it's a lifestyle thing. There are lots of ways to get there. The biggest is, where are you now? What do you have now? And what do you want to have in retirement? It's important. It drives everything. So my other slides talk about a 5% return on investment and why I picked that. I picked that because really that's the average. We have up and down years, but 5% is what's considered, and I'm a CPA, remember, it's considered conservative. We can use that for planning purposes. Well, start now. Figure out your net worth. Figure out your budget. Figure out what you want to have in retirement. And then start with your variables. What's your age today? When do you want to be done? When do you want to finish? What's your age for retirement? What's your lifestyle? So start thinking about it. Get prepared, and we can work together on this. Now, I've got some information in here on how you can figure out how to invest in what, and we can certainly talk about that. But I think the first is, do you have a plan? Where are you? Let's do that together. Let's have a financial plan and retirement plan meeting. It's something that we don't do. It's something that we haven't gone through, but it's critical. It's critical. We all want to be able to retire and enjoy our life outside of our practices. How do you do that? First, we have to know where we are, when you want to get to retirement, and what you need to get there. We may have to adjust lifestyle. That happens. You may have to live somewhere else so you can take some of the equity of your house. Sometimes that happens. It's not bad. Just start to need to think about it. So, fuel for thought. We will talk more about some of these other issues that are in here, but I wanted to start with this and get you thinking. You might be in great shape, and if you are, fabulous. You know you are. But I think the one is, do you know what it costs in your household now, and do you know what lifestyle you want in retirement, and then how are we going to get there? So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening tonight in the evening, spending some time with me. And, Jeff, do we have a few things to close up the webinar?
We do, Monica. If somebody is not a client but they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to contact you there at the office?
You know, one of two ways. You can call my office and you can chat with me. I'm at 714-619-0667. Or you can send me an email. My email address is mrebella, MREBELLA, @RebellaCPA.com. So either way you can reach me, and I would look forward to hearing from you.
Monica, thank you very much. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to go over this information. And again, we want to thank all the dentists on the call tonight. And if you have a question, feel free to contact Monica through the phone or through the email. And we hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Monica.
Good night.